game. And like Gilly alluded to just there, they will be frustrated and want more in the second half from all of the players.
Yeah, I think so. I think we heard one pastor say before the game, didn't we, that they need that winning mentality. They certainly needed it in this first half. I think Liverpool have been by far the better team, controlled the game, and they've had a game plan, and it's worked. And their goal come from that. They've used Olivia Smith, who we spoke about being a weapon down his right-hand side, and they've dominated Chelsea in those areas. And Chelsea have been lucky to get themselves back in, but we know what Erin Cuthbert's about, and she is somebody that can drag this Chelsea team through tough moments. She's done that with an exceptional goal.
Anita, you spoke, as we just came on air, about this Liverpool team. You know, they upset Arsenal, they knocked them out, and they'd come here with that same belief. And is that what you saw in the first half from them?
Yes, definitely, Alex. I think they were front-footed, they were aggressive, they really believed in their press. And in moments where they could exploit Chelsea and running beyond into space, they capitalised, and they were the better team for what was a lacklustre start from Chelsea.
Well, let's see how they exploited Chelsea, Farah. We spoke about Olivia Smith. Obviously, Liverpool's record should never be disconnected from your centre-back. And to have that ball played in between you, for me, in my personal opinion, as a former fullback, it's a criminal.
I was going to say, you are a fullback yourself. I think so. I think what you have to do is stay attached to your centre-half first and foremost. No balls in between the lines there. And then you have to go as the ball's played. What she did was anticipated the ball going to Olivia Smith's feet. And in doing that, her body shape was all wrong, Baltimore. And it just has allowed the pass in between herself and Millie Bright. And then you've got the run on you. What that then allows, Olivia Smith is facing you and obviously then has the speed to get beyond. But one, the pass was exceptional. Yeah. The movement was very good. But you're right. I think that, you know, the defending and they caused a little bit of problems down his right-hand side wasn't great.
Farah, how do Chelsea now solve that problem then?
I think you first and foremost has to get your shape right. I think they've been overloaded in midfield. I think Kira's been isolated centrally. They've had obviously Cuthbert just in front with a captain. But what Holborn has done really well is play on the shoulder of Kira, who's isolated there and played in pockets. And when she does that and gets herself faced up, there's all problems down this right-hand side for them. Aggie Beever-Jones, in my opinion, defensively, she needs to do a little bit more. We've seen in the opposition, Olivia Smith doing a slide tackle really early on in the game, tracking her run all the way and making a tackle. You have to do both jobs if you're going to play in the top teams.
I think Chelsea, when you think about the players that they have, the talent they have, it seems to always be a familiar name that comes up and saves the day, doesn't it, Anita?
I mean, we love watching Erin Cuthbert play because she does both sides of the game so well. And these are the moments that she just comes alive and is the difference. Again, they able to find themselves in the box, Baltimore at this instance, and it's this little touch you're going to see from Ramirez to find Erin Cuthbert, who takes it first time just to cushion it with her instep past the goalkeeper, and it's a really top-notch finish from her.
And Erin Cuthbert knows she just needs to guide it towards goal, and she's got half a chance. Does that really well. Rachel Laws gets a touch, but it just falls inside the near post.
I think arguably you'd expect Rachel Laws to do better there. I think she probably could make that save, in all honesty, but you know, you can't take anything from Erin Cuthbert there because it's just quality.
Is this where Liverpool need to be, I don't know, wary in the second half, Farah? Because you know Sonia Bombasta, as a player, she was ruthless. As a manager, it's all about standards. So she will be in there, and we know what's going on right now in terms of the message that she'll be conveying to her team.
Definitely. I mean, she's not going to be happy. That's something that we'll all be aware of. She's going to go in there. Chelsea haven't played with the intensity that we know or we're used to seeing. It's been very slow. Look, the starting 11, they've been on international duty. So, I mean, give them that. Coming back from international, one day's training can be difficult. But that's no excuse with this Chelsea team. So I'm sure at half-time now, she'll be telling them, look, up the intensity, tighten up defensively, certainly in this wide area here down the right-hand side. And we know that Chelsea do have that winning mentality, do create chances. And they did create a few chances in the build-up to the goal from Liverpool.
Robin, Gilly, thank you very much. We do apologise for the audio issues that we've been experiencing, but we've gone old school. Look, we have a wire. We like that, just like the FA Cup, full of history. Farah, we were speaking about Chelsea being ruthless and finding a way, and that's what makes them just that class above everyone else, because they do have that mentality.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that is it, Alex. I think ruthless is the only way to describe this Chelsea team. They have a crazy winning mentality. They didn't win pretty today. It looked ugly at times for them. They suffered a little bit in the first half. They had a few problems down the right-hand side, and their left with Olivia Smith caused them problems, obviously conceded a goal. And Liverpool look threatening. But what Chelsea do is know how to suffer in those moments. They're patient, and they know how to grow into a game. Whatever was said at half-time made a difference. Chelsea came out a little bit more intensity, still not at their best, but created a lot more chances. And when Chelsea put pressure on teams the way they did in that second half, It's very difficult to defend for 45 minutes with that relentless pressure, and it took its toll on the enemy.
Yeah, I think Chelsea, as you said, weren't emphatic in their performance today. But what they did do in that second half especially was take control in the final third. They maintained possession. They were able to apply pressure in the first or second phase by trying to create chances on goal, whether that was supplied through crosses or when they managed to penetrate centrally with Aggie Beever-Jones. The fact is those players keep making the movements. They keep feeling like something's going to come. And we said it collectively, a goal is coming. And in the end, it did.
I love this passing of the mic. We're going to do a mic drop very soon. But let's pass you over to Betty Glover, who's with Erin Cuthbert.
Erin, congratulations. It felt like you guys left that very late, but how relieved were you to see that Aggie Beever-Jones goal go in?
Yeah, very relieved. She should have passed to me 5 minutes before, so she says she's glad she scored because she was getting it from me, but yeah, delighted to make the final. It's a big moment for the club and it's where the club wants to be.
How do you reflect on that game? Because that second half, it felt like you just had chance after chance after chance, and then it finally dropped for you.
Yeah, we had a lot of big chances. I think for us it's just about keeping it out at the back. Liverpool had one chance in the first half and scored it, so we knew that if we were defensively tight, the moment would come, and Aggie's pulled up clutch.
What is it about this Chelsea team and that mentality you have? Because it is just like you can't lose.
We can. Nobody's too good to lose, nobody, and that comes from a relentlessness every day in training, in games, because we know that margins are tight. Liverpool wanted to make the final and they've played their part today and they were really unlucky, but yeah, just glad it's us getting there.
Erin, another cup final, that quadruple is still alive. Is that something that you're thinking about a lot?
Personally, no. I just think about every game. It's too crazy. There's internationals, there's other games going on. Next up it's Champions League, then we've got the league between the Champions League. So it's absolutely chaos. We just want to compete for every single title, trophy. Doesn't matter who's in front of us, we want to win.
And can you get that quadruple done?
Anything's possible. If you don't believe it, it's not going to happen, so you've got to believe.
And just finally, before I let you go and get some water, how was the heat out there? Because I know you said you were very hot.
Yeah, Scots in this temperature maybe don't mix quite well, so I think I'm going to need a wee lie down in the sofa and rehydrate, so yeah, delighted.
Get an ice pack on your head. Thanks, Erin.
Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. Never complaining about the sunshine. And look who has come to join us, Aggie Beever-Jones. A huge congratulations. I know a little fan over there. Look, she's made a sign for you, a fan favourite. How does it feel to get that winner for your team today?
Yeah, I think I'm in shock a little bit still. I think obviously the second half, we got the goal back in the first half and that put us in a good position. And then I think it was just coming out of the second half. I think we could have arguably had a few more. And then I think it's just the Chelsea mentality, never giving up. And yeah, I'm just delighted that I got on the score sheet and helped the team today.
What did Sonia say at half time?
I think she just said don't panic. I think obviously Sonia's been in these positions before, and I think with the players we have, we know the quality. Got people coming off the bench to help us as well. And yeah, I think it's just trusting the process. I think we obviously had a lot of shots on target, and I think credit to the goalkeeper, she made some great saves. But I know for me, I just need one chance and hopefully put it away. And yeah, I'm just really happy I was able to do that today.
Well, let's have a look at that moment that has sent your team once again to an FA Cup final and to Wembley on the 18th of May. Talk us through it.
Yeah, honestly, I actually don't remember much, but I think I obviously know Sandy's got a brilliant left foot. And I think she just dinked it in, and I need to make sure. Obviously, they've got some really tall centre-backs, so for me, it was just making sure I was on the blind shoulder. And yeah, managed to put it away. But no, I'm delighted, yeah.
So will the WhatsApp group be going off now and all the family and friends being like, can you secure me a ticket, please? I want to be there.
Yeah, probably. I think for me, I've never actually played at Wembley yet. I've been on the bench a few times, but it's always been a dream of mine to play at Wembley. And yeah, for us, obviously, we're going for as many trophies as possible this year. And now that we're in the final, it's obviously another step closer to where we want to get.
Well, it's nearly there, right? One down, you've got 3 to go. But in terms of you personally, it's been a great couple of weeks, isn't it? A goal today, a goal for England.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I think, obviously, I've had to trust the process a few times, and obviously, this is the standard I want to play against the best players and with the best players. And for me, it's obviously making Sonia and Serena happy. And yeah, obviously, Serena gave me the opportunity in camp, and I'm in good form at the moment, so I'm just hoping I can continue that. And yeah, I'm over the moon with today and the result, and yeah, hopefully we're ready for the final at Wembley.
Well, a huge congratulations. I'll let you go. You said you've got 2 days off now. Right, go and enjoy the sunshine and relax. Thank you very much. Farah, you were obviously, we spoke before the game about her trying to get more involved in the game, get more minutes, and actually popping up and being that main player and getting the winner for your goal. I mean, that's a message to your manager.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, scoring the match winner, any player that does that, I think, will turn the manager's head a little bit. She got herself into a really good position, certainly in that second half, and when she went more central, I felt like she had some opportunities that maybe on another day will be in the back of the net. Rachel Laws pulled off a couple of good saves. The header was probably the hardest one to get up, and beyond the centre half that blindsided her in front from the delivery was probably the hardest one out of them all to finish. But she did it well. But what she does is continuously gets herself in positions to give herself an opportunity to have a shot or goal, and I think that's what's really clever about her.
And for Liverpool, Anita, they had that chance right at the end. Will they be kicking themselves?
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. I think, they got tired in the second half, and you felt that they just kept dropping lower and lower. Chelsea were knocking on the door with chances, and they weren't able to change it. I think having their star player really in Olivia Smith go off didn't help them either, be able to stretch the back line and give them a chance. And ultimately, Chelsea are just ruthless, mentality monsters, and they always find a way to win.
But stuff to build on, Farah.
Oh, a lot to build on. I think, they certainly pushed this Chelsea team in that first 45, and I think, as Anita mentioned there, second half, Chelsea came out a different team. They had to suffer a little bit defensively, Liverpool. But when you lose two players like Kiernan and
it is
Smith,
tough for them, isn't it,
difficult.
Farah? Well, that's it from us. We do apologise for the technical issues, but you can join us tomorrow on BBC Two at 2:35 for the next FA Cup semi-final.